Greetings, Guzzlers! It's still Labor Day weekend, and with me is special guest Robert Buys Beverages, all the way down from Citronelle, Alabama. And we are here. This is our third and final video, and we've got another beer from Braided River in collaboration with Cottage Hill Package Store. And this one is Legacy Builder. This is a Baltic Porter. And honestly, and I'm willing to bet you know the answer. You're welcome. What makes a porter a porter? Because I have no idea, and I never think to research it. But
I don't know the common brewing method now, but the story behind it is when the Irish immigrants that came over during the potato famine were hard pressed to find jobs, most of them went to the docks in New York. They were porters for the docks. You would get, luggage and stuff off. Now, they would go into these bars and ale houses surrounding the shipyards, and what they mostly had were ales. Just these bars had ales. That's what a lot of American sailors drank, were ales. And the Irish, of course, drank stouts. That was the common thing. Guinness has been over there for several hundred years. Stouts were the thing. So they couldn't have enough stouts on hand to keep up with the constant demand of the Irish porters. So what they would do was cut a lager 75%, or an ale 75% ale and 25% stout to create a porter. Now, that's a legend. I don't know if it's true or not, but that is what I have read once upon a time.
that's pretty cool, actually.
Yeah, and I think truly they are blended a specific way now, where it is hops and malt and barley in a certain combination to give you a porter. But that was the story I heard as the origins of porter beer.
So kind of like a black and tan, but more for economic reasons than taste?
Yeah, well, more for your customer base. So you could charge them the price of a stout with only, a 25-cent stout versus a 3-cent lager or ale. You could just cut it and give it the same color.
Oh, all right. Well, that makes sense. I like that story. That's a lot better than mine of, I don't know. Well, anyhow, the can reads that this is big and rich and malty and complex. So it's big and rich. It's a country band in a can. That was awful.
That's terrible.
Thank you. I try.
That was not worth the effort.
We'll try that one again on the 8th of November. Oh, you don't know that song. Never mind. Anyhow, this is brewed in collaboration with Cottage Hill Package Store to celebrate their 50th anniversary and the legacy of Ray and Felicity Manis. While I am a frequent flyer at Cottage Hill Package Store, I bought this 4-pack at Braided River Brewery itself. And this Baltic Porter is a limited release, 9.2% alcohol. And that's why it's the last beer of the night.
This is not for those who have got their training wheels still on.
That's right.
Now, I will say this before we start. It's labeled as malty and complex. So the last one was labeled malty and smooth. So I want to see what, obviously going from a brown ale to a porter, you're going to have some differences there.
Yeah.
But the complex is what I'm interested in. Oh, it has a great aroma.
It does.
Right out of the can, it smells good.
Much darker than the last, which is to be expected.
Mm-hmm.
Same. I hate to use consistency, but
It's got a beautiful foam.
Pours well. And the shouting you hear in the background is my son. It's Jack Buys Beverages, playing video games, and he's either winning and gloating, or he's losing and being upset.
Not gloating.
Yeah, being gloated at. I mean, that was only foam, but that was good foam. All right, let's do a proper tasting. I think that's the proper glass for something like
You have to get the aeration out. So, cheers, sir.
Yeah,
Cheers.
cheers indeed. Still tasty foam.
I think it's the glass pour. That's more what it is than anything. Coats the tongue well, but it's not viscous. It's not heavy. like you get with some stouts where they have a heavy tannin count.
Yeah.
You're not getting that with this. So.
And you're not getting the burnt coffee taste of a lot of stouts, which is good.
So as a porter goes, I've had some that were stronger.
Mm-hmm.
I've had some that had more of a robust palate. This is, I don't know, something of a medium build. Like I would almost say, like you would have, I wouldn't pair this with anything. This is a beer I would drink by itself. I don't necessarily agree complex, because when you're thinking complex, you're getting multiple flavors.
Okay.
So complex is when, if you're smoking a cigar or drinking a bourbon, you're getting 2 or more flavors. You're getting earth, you're getting leather, and you're getting pepper on a cigar. When you're drinking bourbon, you're getting a bit of the alcohol, you're getting some of the tannin, you might get some stone fruit, you might get some pepper in that as well. So I don't get that level of complexity. So when I'm looking for complexity in a porter, I'm looking for plum taste. I'm looking for, like, you think you're having a breakfast pudding of some sort almost, you know? I don't get that. This is not bad, though. This is a good porter. It's not overpowering. I mean, I've had some where it tasted like another man just burped in your mouth. That level of power.
Wow. Well, that concerns me, because it implies that you actually know what that is like. And
life is interesting. It will take you down many different roads, and I ain't always bragging about all of them.
That's a story I don't want to hear.
No, it's all right. I don't remember all of the story.
Well, there you go.
There was a lot of alcohol involved in that story too.
Probably.
Yeah, and it doesn't get up in your nose.
No.
You know, some porters can be that powerful where the aroma is so much. I think this, to me, is a good medium build porter. This is for somebody who has never had a porter before and they want to get an idea of what a porter is supposed to taste like. I think I would recommend this. You can build off of this to, you know, make things in your palate more complex. It's strong, but I don't get an overpowering alcohol taste.
No, in fact, what's the word I was going with? It's not the, like I said earlier, it's not the coffee of a stout. It's, oh my, and it's not sour. It's a little bit bitter. In my mouthfeel is that I can feel it on my teeth. And the other beers we sampled tonight, I really didn't notice. But this one, I know it's, and I know in other videos I talk about the way which I guess is the mouthfeel is the proper term. Something is thin like water, or not quite so thin. This falls under that not quite so thin, those vague definitions that I use. I enjoy it.
So there's, I'm probably going to say the name of the brand wrong, so I probably shouldn't say the name.
Oh, by all means.
But I think it's Turbo Dog.
I've seen beers called Turbo Dog. I don't know that
I don't remember if it was a porter or not, but it seems like it was, because I had that memory where it's lodged in there, and it was skunky. And I've had skunky tasting porters.
Ooh.
Yeah. Now, for those out there who have, you've been drinking Budweiser and Bud Light and Miller and High Life all night, and then suddenly you go over to a Corona, and it tastes just like bong water. That is what I mean by skunky beer. Okay, that is my definition of skunky beer. So you go over from lagers to a mass-marketed cerveza, like a Corona. I've never even had that experience with Dos Equis, just Coronas. If you go from one lager to a Corona, it tastes like bong water, and that is not an experience I wish on anybody. So it's like getting your first sip out of somebody else's tobacco spit cup.
It has not happened to me, but I've seen it happen.
I've experienced that.
Oh, friends of mine back in college. It was several of my ROTC fellow cadets. They rented a house together, and they will remain nameless, Buys Beverages. Anyhow, if you wanted a cup, and you borrowed one of every single cup in their cupboard was doubled as a spit cup, so everything had a residue. They would wash things but it didn't matter because there was always just a little residue on the bottom of each of their cups. So you learn quickly to bring your own. Thank you for bringing that memory back up.
You're welcome.
There you have it. So
For those of you who can't relate and want to have something equally horrible, I recommend getting a Natural Light or a Bud Light, leaving it at room temperature, pouring half of it into a cup, and then smoking about 5 or 6 cigarettes down to the filter and then throwing them in there. Leave it for about 10 minutes and then take a sip at that.
that sounds awful.
That is amazing. That's a core memory. You will go to your deathbed, that will hit you and you go, at least I don't have to suffer at that ever again.
And it's a good thing that this beer does not taste anything
Nothing like that at all.
This has nothing. There's no taste of cigarette butts or
tobacco
cheap beer
spit.
or tobacco spit.
These are just things to avoid. Again, I say this is a good starter porter. And I would put this up against a lot of other porters, probably, and probably this would come out on top. I mean, I like complex beers. I really do. And especially with a stout, and you can get these things that taste just like pure peanut butter or pure chocolate.
Yes.
I'm not always a fan of that. I kind of like it to pull back a little bit so I can taste a little peanut butter and a little chocolate. And when it comes, you can have both
You
of
should
those.
try that Fat Elvis beer. That one also had hints of banana.
Oh, I've seen a bourbon like that.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, it's a banana peanut butter sandwich bourbon.
Now, I will say that a peanut butter banana sandwich on its own is good. Liquefied, maybe
You ever
not
done
so
one grilled?
I have not. I've heard of such things.
It's pretty great. Like making a grilled cheese, except you're doing it with a peanut butter and banana.
One day, life goals. I'm going to say, I mean, porters and stouts are more in my wheelhouse, as my viewers well know. So I'm going to say 8 out of 10 for this. It dries my mouth. That's what I was going to say before we went herring down this road, this 12-minute road.
Terrible memories.
It's very tannic. Well, not very tannic, but it's tannic enough I can feel it as I drink it. But I don't mind that. It's like a red wine, how that hits your mouth, but this tastes good.
Yeah. That is a good description for this. And a red wine that tastes good is usually a dessert wine. So anyone that, if you like ports, like port wines, this would give you that mouthfeel without the overpowering alcohol taste.
Yes.
And if you like those kind of drunks, that's always the best kind of drunks. The hangovers from those are like waking up after you had your ass handed to you with like velvet gloves.
Wow.
It is amazing. Anyone ever hit you in the head with a brick wrapped in a silk, bed case? That's more or less what this is.
No, but that brings back another Korea story. Between filmings, we've been sharing lots of stories, and they keep me going back to Korea. We're at what is it? The annual event there called Ulchi Focus Lens, and I'm in the big shared barracks, and somebody in the bunk bed next to me made somebody else downtown mad, and that somebody came in, found him with a brick, bounced it off his head. Turns out it was the wrong guy, and subsequently the wrong head. That guy bounces out of bed, slams him through a wall locker. It was a grand battle, and of course that's what I woke up to. Anyhow, yeah, brick to the head. So cheers.
That's
to that.
a great story. This is the kind of stuff you should put in movies.
Indeed. Whatever. Oh, hey, how many bottle caps?
8 out of 10 also.
All right.
I was going to get to that one. Yeah, 8 out of 10 bottle caps on this one for me
All right.
as well.
Well, it's 14 minutes. This is my new record. So, cheers.
Cheers.